So what we're going to do for the giveaway for this match is that I will be putting up 2 of the air supply codes. I'll also be putting up a premium air supply code.
Ooh.
So just add a bit more entries there and put in 597. 5 minutes ago, put in the traditional request for the Belfast to be buffed.
Okay, yeah, no, obligatory. And also, probably there's people asking when Alaska's going to be released as well. That's also traditional. Yeah.
No, that hasn't happened yet. They've just about broken the habit of asking for Kitakami. Speaking of which,
so,
Wargaming, if you're listening, Kitakami when?
yes, Kitakami win. So on my side, I think what we'll do, if I can figure out how to make Moobot do 2 things at once, I will do 2 of the normal air supply containers, and then I will also be dropping in. Should we do the CC container? I think we will.
You do your CC container. I'm going to do my CC container on the last one. So I'll do the premium air supplies.
So during this next match, we'll have 2 air containers and a CC crate draw going on at the same time with 2 different commands, which is going to stretch you a little bit, I think. But we'll see.
Yes.
It'll stretch me as well. Right, the match has started.
Indeedy. Right, so Extreme versus Kill Them All. I think we can pretty much guess these guys' strategies.
Yeah, let's see if they're...
And... Okay, I know I've been saying it all through this tournament, but Henris are becoming very popular.
Yes, they are. 4 Henris is a little bit extreme, though. That's very French.
It's funny. You'd have expected the team that wasn't called Extreme to have tried that. Extreme have, in fact, gone for a slightly more conservative loadout. 1 Yamato on both sides. Montana versus Republique, the now almost obligatory midway. And Stalingrad plus a smattering of Worcesters and Henris for Extreme. Kill Them All just going, well, full Henri virtually, with a Stalingrad, totally not a battleship comrade, backing up a Yamato and a Republique. So, yeah.
So I'm going to attempt to ram and do a giveaway at the same time, which is potentially disastrous, but we'll give it a go.
Good luck. We believe in you.
This is when you start to worry about whether they're actually aligned correctly, you know. Even though I've never touched the rudder and it works every time. Yeah, that's fine. Okay.
And it worked this time. Yay.
Let me just go.
Right. Those of you wondering about the noise coming down in Extreme's chat channel, that is actually one of their mods. They are using a team coordination mod. So hopefully we'll see some tight coordination out of Extreme on this one. Okay, so yeah, looks like a AC split from Extreme, interestingly, with the gearing moving out to C. Now they may be betting that Kill Them All are going to assume C's a tar pit, no one ever goes through C, and we can just do a fast dash through as a consequence. But we'll see how long that lasts once the carriers get their initial spotting runs done.
Sorry, I'm just opening my other containers. My chat is being completely oblivious to the fact that I've got 2 entries open. They also can't spell containers. Anyway, so we've got... So yeah, we've got a sort of a 4-floor split here, but the Stalingrad Spectre is already pushing down above Bravo, so he's going to take up camp, I think, above that snow-capped island.
That's pretty standard deployment for a Stalingrad on this map. Just play the role that you'd normally see from a Des Moines or a battleship and just dig in and basically deny the approach to B.
Yeah, absolutely. Of course, that spot there that he's chosen can see quite nicely down to that little low piece of the long island between B and C. So if anything shows up down there, he'll be able to pick it off.
Yes, instead, I think you are gating on me ever so slightly.
Oh, sorry, I probably moved slightly further away from my microphone.
Or something else is going on because you just cut out on me again.
Mary had a little lamb. This place was white snow.
And apparently Mary's little lamb is gambling around the oceans. Right, so both sides dropping fighters over C. So if Extreme were trying to do a fast dash through C words.
Say that when you're drunk.
You say that when you're drunk, absolutely. It's not going to work for them because Kill Them All have got a blocking force into position. Couple of Henris, and it looks like a Republique moving in as well.
Yeah, it is indeed.
So,
Casper is indeed pushing forward.
So it looks like it's going to be the traditional no man's land there. Worcester of Sentinel, I want to say 99. Yeah, 99 is tracking up towards B, but he's having to be a little cagey because he knows the Stalingrad is there, and he'll get radared the moment he pops in. Wow. Change of plan. Spectre's actually gone a little further forward than I would have thought he would in that blocking position.
I think he's in a Stalingrad there. I think he's fairly safe.
He probably is. I mean, I think he's gambling on the fact that he's has a solid idea of where the gearing is. He knows where the torpedoes are going to be coming from, and they're not anywhere near him.
He
and he can now put guns directly onto B.
He is perhaps slightly dangerously angled against the Yamato. I don't know exactly where the Yamato is, but we'll see whether he gets any shots in. Worcester's now spotted.
I feel obliged to remind you that Yamato does not care about your armour angling.
It doesn't if you hit the nose, it does if you hit the side. So if you get in... There's some points in there where he could definitely... Yeah, I wouldn't...
Potentially, and Stalingrad has still got that troll 50mm internal plate, but it's not, hasn't it?
But it's not every... people say, oh, it's completely immune. It's not completely immune by any means.
No, it's not. However, Sid Bristow, I think, is currently cursing the fact that he pulled the trigger when he did, because now he's got a 20-degree angled Stalingrad right in front of him.
Exactly.
And all his guns are reloading.
Point exactly.
Meanwhile, let's see what's going on in A. Kill Them All managing to grab the cap and are just, they're actually pulling back from it. So they've got it, but they're now content to just sit back and run a stalemate there, let the points tick.
I think they'll just set up firing positions and deny that cap probably, because there's not much down over that side that XTREM have got to actually go in and get the cap. So they're definitely not going to be able to get Alpha without killing these guys above it, which they won't be able to do very easily.
And similarly, over in C, right, there we go, B, right, so the Worcester of Sentinel 99's taken the cap. That's going to force Kill Them All's hand a little.
Now, are they going to leave the Worcester there, or are they going to move it? I think they're going to move it. Nope, they're going to leave it. They're going to leave it. I think they're going to move it. If it was torpedo armed, I'd leave it there. But at that close quarters, I don't know. Actually, he moved up a little, but he's holding. The danger
Sentinel 99 is not moving very far.
The danger for him is that Spectre can radar him, and then the Yamato of Soyota over at Alpha can get some shots in, I think.
And I think at this point they are trying to remove Spectre.
KTM are pinging B like crazy. They want that Worcester spotted, and they want that Worcester dead.
Yeah, and I can't say I blame them on either count, because he's effectively denying the best air approaches for the carrier as well.
I'm sure they'll be setting up, they'll just be waiting for Spectre's radar to come off cooldown, and then I'm sure the Yamato will be trying to get shots over from the A-cap.
And meanwhile, Danut's looking for some dive bombs. Again, turning in, there's the turn, goes into the dive. He's losing a lot of planes to flak, overlapped Montana and Stalingrad defenses, but big, slow target.
Yep, that's a decent hit.
And loses pretty much the entire... Yeah, that was the entire squadron gone for one, possibly two fires, which Bazinga Flux is not controlling. So either he's got no damn con, or that's just one fire and he's content to let it burn.
Yeah, I think in a Stalingrad he may well be running fire prevention.
Yeah, I certainly would be. Meanwhile, Sentinel is dug in on B as tight as he can. I think at this point he is just praying that when the Stalingrad's radar comes off cooldown, that no one's got a good position to start shooting at.
Yeah, and actually Soeta in the Yamato above Alpha now probably does not have a shot because there's some mountains in the way, because he's had to move away slightly. So
yeah, that was the biggest threat.
So Sentinel is plane spotted?
He is, but
nothing to shoot at him.
We'll find out pretty fast if anything's got line of fire. I don't think anything has.
So
right now, XTREM are 6 minutes away from scoring out. It is one kill each. The health bars are virtually even. I was thinking we would have seen more by way of an attempt to turn the situation round from Kill Them All than we have at present. I mean, they're swapping around in C. And, okay, C is no man's land, but XTREM don't need to push out past it at the moment.
So, as I suspected, Bristow did have an angle on the Stalingrad and did chunk him a little bit there. But Sid Bristow coming under a bit too much HE fire, so he's just going to move off now, I think.
Yes, and that's going to damage the shot. So that takes the pressure off the Spectre in the Stalingrad. In fact, the Grozovoi of Don to Death has popped up, and he's trying to get some cheap shots on Sid as he turns away,
He's
looking
also
for a cheeky little fire,
he's also got
which I
some
think he's
torps.
got.
Yeah, he's also got some torps going past the Worcester, but I don't think the Worcester's there, so they're going to miss.
The was Sentinel 99 is not budging at all. He's
No, I can
quite
imagine.
happy where he is, locking that cap circle down.
So KTM need to do something because it's 2 caps to 1 at the moment. They're gradually
Yeah,
falling behind on the points.
and the longer they leave it, the worse it's going to get. Problem is, about the only thing they could really do at this point is to charge no man's land, barrel south into sea. But Maozu has got himself turned round, but no one else has, and he's getting peppered by AXGX in the Worcester, who is currently making
Yep.
full use of Johann's smoke cloud that was so obligingly laid for him.
And Casper's had to stop his turn in towards the cap to avoid some torpedoes, so that's delayed him now.
And that's another nice example of Gearing's Mark 17's being used for suppression.
Which has stopped Maozu. Maozu's had to turn away now, so that push has been aborted.
Again, that combination of suppression and fire has just forced KTM to reconsider. Smoke's gone, however, so Axis had to cease fire and reposition.
Meanwhile, we're up to a 100.
We'll see him try to push behind the island at Echo 9, so he can keep that going.
Meanwhile, we're up to 150 point lead.
3 minutes 45 on the clock.
Sentinel still not budging, just sitting there. Stalingrad of Spectre might be making a move here.
Spectre is
nope, he's reversing.
Oh, no, oh, yeah, of course. I'll tell you why he's reversing, because Bristow's turned round and is back into line of fire. And there's a gaggle of dive bombers coming his way.
Yeah, the Yamato...
You know what they say about isolated targets when there are tier 10 carriers in the area.
Yeah, this is going to sting, because he's not moving. This is going to be a perfect accuracy drop. Let's see how many bombs he gets. Quite a few.
Yeah, so he ate, by my count, at least 5 there, and he's on fire critically. I think that's just the one, because Stalingrads do tend to take fire prevention in their builds. But Alex is coming back for another go. Here we are, there's the pull-up. Nosing over. Bombs come down, still barely moving. Definition of a sitting duck there.
Nice.
There's
damage
the
con.
Damcon, but there's more high-X coming in. Sibriso's looking with the AP. 6,000 damage, but the dive bombs are going to come right back. Repair party's up. Radar is up and sweeping. Doesn't really matter how, because the S-bot's found in 10,000 down.
That's a fire.
That's a perma-fire. And Spectre is now in serious trouble. And I think Sid might have actually switched to high explosive.
Wait, that would make total sense. No, it is AP. That was an overpen, or a couple of overpens.
Yeah.
So once he's dead, which he will be very, very shortly, there he goes.
Yep.
That's all chance of getting Bravo completely gone. However, they may get Charlie here.
Death has gone into sea, so that might help, because they've actually forced Johann right the way off, and XGX, whoa, Grozzy torpedoes ran just short, and that's why people have been taking the gearing over the Grozovoi, that extra range on the torpedoes.
Valor having to tuck right in here. He's also got Sid Bristow's shells coming in, and takes a big chunk, 5k there.
Unfortunately, there's another salvo coming down, and Midway torpedoes running as well. He doesn't really need to aim these. He can just drop into the water.
He may well also hit the. He might get the Grozovoi. Yeah, he is going to get the Grozovoi.
Worcester claims that, and
3 torps on the
Grozovoi. Don to Death there, suddenly in much less of a ship than he was before. However, points again, they fall short. So
points are up to 936.
Yeah, this is getting very messy for Kill Them All. Danuk gets 1 rocket salvo away and then explodes.
More torps heading towards Grozovoi, who's at a dead stop. I don't think he can accelerate out of the way of these.
Is he he
just managed it. He just managed to get out of the way by inches.
Yes, so the tar pit unfortunately turning into a bit of a problem for KTM, and I don't think at this point there's anything they can do to turn it around. And Sentinel still hasn't budged. He's quite happy. He's sitting back, popped a couple of bottles of something good and sweet. and is just leaning on the fire button every so often
So I
as
think
Casper
the only question
starts
now
looking for an option.
is Casper going to get worn down before the points run out? I think the points are going to go first, so I think we'll see a points victory here.
45 seconds and the midway bombs coming down. I think
My
50-50.
money's on the points. My money's on the points.
Depends how fast Sid reloads. Sid is going to get at least one more volley out, and
Oh,
Casper is broadside to
I
him.
didn't bank on Casper turning, but there's the points. Someone must have died. I didn't see who.
Somebody else died, yep. And Casper gets to survive. So, 1 game, 2 extreme.
Yep. So that's extreme point, and that would be Team B over map 1.
Okay, thanks for the heads up, Captain. It will, of course, fix itself in 5 minutes. Apparently, we're both clipping slightly.
We're both clipping slightly. Okay. I think my stream should be okay. I think.
Yeah, I must admit I thought I had a limiter in place to stop that, but okay.
Let me just ask my chat textually whether the sound levels on my side are okay.
Okay.
So we'll be going in. Sorry, go on.
So game 2, and that means we do need to get our giveaways going again.
I'm way ahead of you. Mine are already running.
Show off.
And I think I'll probably, because we've got quite a few of those air containers to give away, so I think we'll probably draw more than one this time. You said you were going to do 2, so I think we'll do 2.
I'm going to draw 2 and shot of premiums. So
cool.
Exclamation mark. Yeah, what do we call this one? Exclamation mark. Tar Pit, because that was basically what defined that last match.
Pit.
So, Tears of the Desert map we haven't really seen before in this tournament. Now, I must admit, I generally play this in randoms, and you tend to see AB from the southwest and ABC from the northeast.
Yeah, this one's. No, does anyone like this map really? I do quite like it, but only in certain ships.
They used to call it Tears of the Cruisers for a reason.
Yeah, it's not so bad now. I think when it was just that massive gap that used to stare at each other across like a school disco, where you know what I mean, where you had like all the cruisers on one side, hiding behind the others, and no one quite had the range to bridge the gap, and so everyone just sat looking at each other.
And the first person to try to make a move got horrifically shot.
Exactly.
Wait, yes, it is exactly like a school disco, isn't it?
So it's not quite like that anymore, because now you've got the tiers that you can gradually work your way down tier to tier to push in. And in clan battles, I love this map, but in randoms, I hate it. So there will be some opportunity for some very campy cruisers here to take residence in those tiers.
Yes, and without spoiling anything, no, maybe not.
Don't say.
No. They reversed it anyway, so I wonder if they were trolling a little.
Well, I asked my chat whether the sound levels are okay, and everyone's just promptly ignored me and carrying on doing the giveaways, which is fine by me.
Yay! It's always nice to know the important things.
They only want us for our crates, Israel. They only want us for our crates.
As I say, it's nice to know what the important things are.
Okay, game has just kicked off.
So once the loading screen's done, we'll flick the overlays and see where this goes.
Round 2, Extreme 1 in the lead. Extreme will be on the south side, KTM will be on the north side, and we are Tears of the Desert.
Okay. The love affair with the Honor KTM continues, and we have the first Hakurio of the evening.
Yeah, absolutely. That's an interesting choice. Be interesting to see what they use it for. I think maybe that's to counter the Stalingrad, perhaps.
Hakurio's thing is the fact that she has very long-range torpedoes.
Oh, and that, absolutely. So I was thinking more of the AP citadels.
They're going to use her just to crack any campers that are running around.
Yeah, I was wondering whether it was the AP citadels, but I question whether the advantage of the long-range torps outweighs the advantage of the fire-setting ability and pretty decent guaranteed damage from the dive bombers.
Yeah. We'll see. We'll see. My personal bet would be that they're anticipating a very campy game like you are, and they're going to use that as a way of just clearing out the campers. But Midway has led with rocket planes, which is fairly standard stuff.
Courier has also put rocket planes?
And we'll see where that goes. Now, that's interesting, because I would have led with torpedo bombs and just started trying to herd the enemy off.
Yeah, he's done it.
Alex 23's done a double drop of his attack rate, so he's only going out with 3 planes to scout.
Dannett's dropped 1 lot, so he's got 6. So attempt at a fighter drop there. I'm not quite sure why, because that's going to be completely ineffective.
Yeah, it's going to delay him by maybe 10 seconds. And he's just skirted the edge of the fighters, and it's not really caused him any bother. Both sides now pretty much have the other guy's initial deployment. So
yeah, we're having seeing a 4-4
looks
split
like
again.
an AC split kind of on both sides, although the Grozovoy is looking at B and just doing the usual thing of diving behind the island at Echo 5 in order to get an early cap. How well it'll work for him, I don't know, because of course that's a Salem, not a Des Moines, so he's either got Hydra or he's got a very short-ranged radar set to work with.
Yeah, it's kind of an interesting choice, the Salem. It makes you wonder why they've chosen it. Perhaps on this map, because you can get that bit closer, because you can sneak up through the islands. Maybe they're thinking that the shorter radar is not going to be quite as much of a hindrance.
Maybe, or they're just banking on the Salem's heel, keeping it going into the mid to late game.
It's quite, yeah, it's probably more that.
But Johan going to ground early with the smoke, and that's going to be a very early cap for him.
Yeah, that's to get that without being spotted is pretty impressive. Is he going to get reset? Nope, he got the cap.
Extreme are taking their time shaking out to sea. I realise they think they can probably just play denial for a bit, but actually, they're not going for C. They're setting up to deny C, but not to take it. Berzinga Flux turning out in the Stalingrad, and Admiral Kenza matching him in the Henri XTREM. So Valhalla takes some early shots there, both AP and HE.
Interestingly, newsflash: Stewie's just told me that they deployed the first map with a CV, so it's only the middle match that they didn't have a CV.
Ah, right, okay. So was that an experiment, or just let's see what happens?
I quote: "We just wanted to be the team that played without a CV."
There's always one.
Yeah, Stewie's got a good sense of humour. Right.
He does realise that he has just managed to guarantee his team a spot in the highlights of just about every tournament.
I think that's probably why they did it. Yeah. There's all publicity is good publicity.
Yeah. And the fact that you and I spent half of that match trying to work out what was
why they were. Yeah, absolutely. Turns out they were just trolling people. So
works. So A goes down to kill them all. So it's 1 cap each. But of course, Extreme got there first, so they are 50 points ahead.
Shout out to your Henri in Wuta63, who until just now was doing an ace job of controlling his speed to dodge volleys, but he's just run out of luck. But
yeah, I mean, he's down 10,000 when by rights he should be down a great deal more than that.
So I think this might start to turn into a bit of a rotational game. We might see it. I'm surprised. I'm surprised that Extreme are so far away from Charlie here.
Yes, as I said, they're setting up to deny it, not to take it. I don't know if they're going to try to push a mid-game, but Pontrak there takes a solid wallop.
That's the reason why you bring a Hakuryu.
Dive bombers.
Yeah.
Yes. Now, this is the other situation in which the Hakuryu could start to tell. Because, okay, both teams have gone to ground, they're relatively static. What do you want to clear a static ship? Torpedoes. Dumped from comfortably outside flak range. And the Hakuryu can do that, the Midway can't. But the AP bombs dealt a solid wallop there. I don't think it's necessarily going to work, because Kill Them All still haven't managed to get into C.
And then, of course, the The disadvantage of
And
having taken AP damage, of course, you can't heal as much of it. So that health is some of that health is gone for good.
yeah, well, more of it with high X, and of course, if it's Citadels, then it's pretty much all gone for good. Johan actually has sprinted across from B. He's starting to poke in. So in about 5 seconds, the chat and pings in KTM side should go nuts when they realize what's happening. And we should see, there we are, Hakuyu torpedo bombers having a look, but a lot of flak, so they backed off. Not that they're going to get a better target. I think they're just circling around. Yeah, he's trying to get shots on the what's left of Pontarax Montana.
Don to Death has just pushed into the north of B.
Yes.
He's just
so
stopped
the
about
destroyers
1
are
o'clock.
taking advantage. And Zivert 89 dug in on the Salem, using his forward batteries and basically playing the exchange game. Now, here's the question. Torpedoes were coming off the Hakuri's bombers. Pontarac knows there's been a launch, but he doesn't know exactly where the track is. So he's got to play a little bit of an evasive game. Oh no, there was no launch. Danup broke off and went looking for the Grosavoy. Probably on command and control there. He spotted him, and Johan there takes an early slap. Danup drops his fighters. They're not going to last long, of course, because Johan's in a Grozzy. But that's going to force him into smoke. It's going to force him static. So
Don to Death about to be dropped by the midway.
Indeed, at this point, I would be torp dropping onto the Grosavoy, just blinding him in the smoke. Bombs onto Don to Death, gets away fairly lightly, but it wasn't enough to stop the cap. So A and B are now under Kill Them All's control, and they are pulling that early score advantage right back, 464 to 468.
I think it's interesting that they hold the 2 caps that they have the most passive position on. So because they're obviously a lot more aggressive on the seaside, but that's the one they don't hold, which is kind of interesting.
Well, what's interesting to me is that though the Republic and the 2 Henris got right the way up to the edge of C and then suddenly had second thoughts and have started turning out. So you kind of have to wonder what the game plan is there. In fact, Valhalla is actually reverse.
Yeah, they're trying to get.
Yeah, he is.
I have never seen
cruisers do that mid-battle.
Not Henris, no. Minotaur, maybe. To use
yeah,
to try and
Minotaur, you generally expect smoke. That is.
Well, that's my point. Is that these? How are these guys expecting to cap if they're just going to be constantly spotted, especially if they keep firing? How are they?
Well, the Henri, of course, has got that fast reverse gear, so they may be gambling on that, but
they're just going to keep getting reset.
Yeah.
What's the point? What's capping Bravo?
What's capping Bravo is the Worcester.
Okay.
XGX got right behind into the usual island block position, and he's actually lobbing high X over at Casper Nemesis. But so, you're absolutely right. Valhalla and Z are just trading health.
I think to be honest, Z just took a massive chunk there. I think actually, and he's about to take some torps probably as well. I think Don to Death has been sent in to swap for them. I think they're not there to cap. I think they're just there to try and block the cap.
That's he's going to take a torp. Trade if, absolutely. That's what they were for, because they're going to lose one of those Henris. Most likely, they could very easily lose both. And it makes sense that Valhalla is positioned for a quick exit on Death. I think gets there, but
Valor was unspotted, but there's now a fighter been dropped, I think, and he's possibly going to get. Yep, he got reset.
There's another reset. And we have AP bombs coming over. Bad choice to hit a Grozavoy.
So while we've been focused on Charlie, A and B have flipped. Both of them.
Yes. Minotaur and Worcester. Sentinel 99 once again grabbing a cap point and just turning it around, which is going to force an aggressive response from Kill Them All. I mean, fair play to them for trying something new, but that really did not work in C.
So, yeah, Yamato is pushing into A. So we've got Soita heading in, but all the cruisers, the Henris are facing the wrong way, so they can't go and cap.
And in fact, Sid Bristow would be in a position to provide fire support, but he's running broadside to a 7. He's going to have to angle a bit too much to get shots at Saeta. I mean, it's going to be very tempting for him to just nudge that extra 10 degrees to port to try to get the disruption on Saito and force him to ground before he gets to the A cap. I don't think it's going to
Yeah.
work.
So-
Zyvert's backing up before he eats AP and he gets away with it.
So
Yeah.
at Charlie, Donda Death has smoke. I think he was forced to smoke. He's had to smoke up outside the cap, so he's not getting Charlie. I'd assume that he was going to be sent into cap, but he's not.
There we go. Oh, no. That is actually Valhalla backing up into the cap again.
It is, yeah. Again, I suspect he's there to block, not to cap.
Yeah, and while I agree with you, that is a seriously expensive way to block a cap, trading out 2 heavy cruisers. Just checking the rules for a second. So a kill on a cruiser is worth 100 points, basically.
Yep.
Lose 60, gain 40. So that's basically 50 ticks, 2.5 minutes worth of cap time.
Yeah, sure.
Now,
And Valor
they
is also
held
in
that
trouble.
for what, 3 or 4 minutes? So virtually everything they managed to do was undone.
Yeah, absolutely.
When Z exploded. And now Donda Death's been caught in the cap. He has no smoke. So he's got no real panic button. He's just going to have to run like blazes and hope that... Saito burns down. We both completely missed that.
So the cruiser's
But
pushing
the
into
Onrys
Alpha.
are... Thanatos and Mao Zhu are pushing into A. I wouldn't say this was perfectly balanced, would you?
No, it's definitely not. I think this is the most dynamic match that we've seen so far. This King of the Sea with cap flipping. It's been back and forth like a yo-yo.
The one that's most changed hands. And AxGX just got flanked, and he's got Hakuryu Torps coming in. So when I said this was what the Hakuryu excelled at, that's exactly what I was talking about. He's been caught short by the Salem, but I don't know, the Salem's been flanked in the process.
Yeah, he's put himself in a bit of a dangerous position there.
Sentinel 99 is going to have to duck into Defilade and hope he doesn't eat that overrunning set of torpedoes. Yeah, he's got the bow on, so he's not going to eat friendly fire. He's going to kill the Worcester. Simple high explosive is going to do that. Oh, he almost kissed one with the stern there. AxGX goes down. Of course, this is where Salem's repair party might come in to save him.
Ziva,
if he survives the next 10 seconds.
If another volley comes in, and he's firing. That surprises me. I would have thought he would try and go quiet.
I think he's not damn cold.
Oh, he's perma-fired.
He's going to burn down.
He's perma-fired.
Yeah.
Okay.
He was just accepting his fate there.
Republic of Casper probably going to die here. Yep, he's gone down. No hope of capping B now.
Midway bombers to you. And Johan got right up on the Hakuryu. Danuk goes down. What was the Hakuryu doing there?
That's a very good question. I don't know.
Did he just set his W and forget it?
Yeah, no, I hadn't noticed that he was there. That's a good point. You just expect them to be somewhere safe, and he wasn't.
Yeah. 958 to 266. GG has been called by KTM, so valiant effort, guys. Very well very well played. Rather bleh words. Yeah, that is going to be XTREM on a 2-0 win. So yeah, bold strategies there from KTM. It's good to see something unconventional, but the Henri blocking strategy, I think...
That, for me, was just a bit weird. I've never seen that before, and I suspect we'll never see it again.
I suspect we'll never see it again, yes.
Especially from them.
I mean, it's not a bad idea.
But as you say, it's just too much of a loss.
It worked.
Too much of a loss for what you gain, and they just had no hope of capping.
The problem is, well, if they'd survived, it would have worked, because they denied about 300 points worth of cap time. But then the Henri blew up and tossed away 100 of it. And then the other Henri blew up and tossed away 100 of it. So, did they profit? Anyhow, final shots coming down, 15 seconds until the scores run out. I think we can safely declare this one to be a win for XTREM.
2 more ticks.
Yeah,
there's one.
If that. 998, 3,
the other one.
2,
and
1, 0. So XTREM take that win. Right, we have got, I believe it's about 45 minutes to our
Yeah, we've got quite a little while,
next
so
and last
we
game.
can.
We've got a bit of time. So let's
Oops, no, that's right.
let's do our draws, and then I think if we take a comfort break.
No,
Just,
no. Sorry, I'm screwing up.
things.
Screwing up. Sorry, ignore. Ignore the screw up I just made on the winner screen. It was of course Extreme who won 2-0.
Oops.
I still had the previous match. I forgot you had to press the set winner button.
Yeah. That we've got a little app called Stream Helper,
which is great.
It is great, but you need to be very careful with it.
Yep, and I've not got my Stream Helper driving license yet, so I'm still got my L plate.